Welcome to Harvest of Hope. I'm your host, Minister Pedro Diaz, and I'm deeply joyful to be here today sharing this message with you. God, He has a word for you today, and it comes to us from the book of Jeremiah. We're going to refer to chapter 17, verse 7, that says, "But blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in Him." And let's pause and breathe that in. Let's settle in your spirit for a moment because this is more than poetry. This is a promise. This is truth spoken straight from the heart of God. And it is through the prophet Jeremiah during one of the darkest, most chaotic seasons in Israel's history. And he speaks just as powerfully to us now as he did then. Jeremiah, he wasn't living in easy times. The nation of Judah was in crisis, spiritually, politically, morally. The people had turned away from God. Their leaders had compromised the truth. Enemies were gathering. Fear was thick in the air. And yet, right in the middle of the storm, God declares, "Blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord." Not the one who has it all figured out, not the one who's the strongest, the richest, or the most connected, but the one whose trust and confidence are planted in God Himself. And you see, trust isn't something that comes naturally to us, especially when life gets hard. We want control. We want answers. We want results. But God isn't asking for our control. He's asking for our confidence. He's inviting us to let go of the illusion that we are our own saviors and to lean fully, deeply, completely on Him. That word trust in the original Hebrew, it is not passive, it's actually active. It is a picture of throwing your whole self onto something or someone who believe will hold you up. That's what Jeremiah is talking about. This is trust that rests, trust that surrenders, trust that clings when everything else falls apart. And when you live that kind of trust, you are blessed. Not just blessed in material ways, though God certainly provides. But blessed in your soul, anchored, rooted, steady. And Jeremiah, he pairs trust with another powerful word, confidence, whose confidence is in Him, in God, not in your own strength, not in people, not in the economy or the political system or the latest headlines. Our confidence must be in the one who never changes, the one who formed the earth and holds the stars, the one who sees the end from the beginning and calls you his beloved child. So I ask you today, where have you placed your confidence lately? Where have you been leaning? Because here's the truth. If you lean on people too hard, they will eventually fall. If you lean on money, it will shift. If you lean on your own understanding, it will fail you. But when you lean on God, truly lean on Him, you'll find something unshakable. And I want you to know today that not because trusting not because trust, it means that you will not fear, but it's choosing to believe even in fear. It is standing in the fire and saying, God, I don't know how you're going to do it, but I know that you will do it. It is praying in the dark and saying, I can see the way, but I trust the one who lights my path. That kind of trust is not weak. It is wire level faith. It is what makes you dangerous to the enemy and a delight to God's heart. And listen, this kind of trust isn't built in the spotlight. It is forged in the quiet places, in the nights when the tears fall and no one sees, in the mornings when the weight feels too heavy, in the days when the prayers feel unanswered. That's where real trust is born. And in those moments, God sees you. He knows your struggle. And He's not asking you to be perfect. He's just asking you to trust. I know Some of you are walking through seasons right now that don't make sense. You're asking, why, Lord? When, Lord? How, Lord? And I want to remind you of something powerful. The blessing is not after the breakthrough, it is not after the healing, it is not after the restoration. The blessing is in the trust itself. Blessed is the one who trusts. Present tense. Right now, in the middle of the mess, in the eye of the storm, that's where the blessing lives. So today, wherever you are, I encourage you, trade your fear for faith. Trade your questions for quiet confidence. Trade your need to control for the peace that surpasses understanding. And plant your trust in the only one who cannot fail you. God, He has never let you down. Even in the moments you didn't see it, He was holding you. Even in the silence, He was working. And even now, right now, He is closer than your next breath. So, church, your confidence is not in the outcome. Your confidence is in Him. And because of that, you are blessed, not because it is easy, but because it is eternal. That's the kind of blessing that Jeremiah is talking about. That's the kind of blessing no one can steal from you. And that's the kind of faith that the harvest of hope is all about. May we be the people who trust deeply, walk boldly, and love relentlessly because our God is worthy of all our confidence. Amen and amen. And thank you for listening. And if you would, please hit the like button and share this message with someone. See you next time.